So close to home now, I see the end. It's been a long road here, but I'm not broken yet. I felt the ugly, and I've tasted hope. I got a few steps left, but still so far to go. I've always thought the only thing between me and the world I wanted is you and all the demons that I've always tried to push away. And bad as I just wanna cut the corner, I know I regret it. You're the ending I gotta face. You were the reason I can't sleep at night. You took my shadow and swallowed the light. You were the monster pulling me deep. But now we're down here eye to eye. I can finally see the monster is me.
Good evening.
Waiting in the dark, waiting for the
How to adjust my audio there? Apologies for that. Good evening and welcome to the LSA Tier 1 race. This is the Chinese Grand Prix. And we got quite the lineup going on this race tonight. We got Apex, Big, GT, Worm Puzzle, Kellogg's Rule, Don Rabico, Mamanga, Storming Thunderhead, Gems, JPZ. We got the race. We got quite a race on our hands today, ladies and gentlemen. What is up, my man Toxin? What's good? I see you in the chat. If any other racers are currently in the live, make sure you send me a friend request so if you do happen to disconnect from the race, I could just send you an invite. Since I won't be distracted by the race, of course. No, 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 you've got it all wrong, my friend. I am not racing tonight. I'm merely just a commentator for tonight's race.
Haven't I been here before? Crying on the bathroom floor. Same heart, but it's broken in a different place. I meant everything I said, but one day in a stranger's bed, I say the same words and mean them in a different way. 'Cause you can fall in love more than once and they say we are what we are, but we don't have to be. I'm bad behavior, but I do it in the best way. I'll be the watcher of the eternal flame. I'll be the guard dog of all your fever dreams. I am the sand in the bottom half of the hourglass, glass. I try to picture me without you, but I can't. 'Cause we could be immortals, immortals, just not for long, for long. Live with me forever now. The blackout curtains down, just not for long, for long. Sometimes the only payoff for having any faith.
Looks like the drivers are readying up and it's almost time to go. It's almost lights out. Well, lights out for the short quali, that is. Chinese Grand Prix here on the LSA live stream. If you want to join the LSA Discord, feel free to do so. The Discord link is in the description. And it looks like we will be having a wet quali session. Will we be having a wet race? I don't know yet. I honestly don't know yet. This throws a wrench into everyone's strategy, everyone's plans now. What are they gonna do? Are they gonna run full downforce? But we see our first car hitting out. Who is that? Oh, it's the Alpine of Gems. Gems is the first one to leave the pit lane, and he is starting his outlap. For some reason, my audio. Malume Jonas is currently leading in quali. He is currently provisional P1 in quali on the first run. He has set a 147.5. In the P2, we got It's Midas with a 147.8. The closest. Oh! Never mind. It's Midas takes pole position. He takes provisional pole with a 147.2. There was time to be found. And he did find it. Can Malume Jonas respond? Will he come out? And will he try to take... And he does. He takes back his provisional He takes back his provisional pole position with a 146.8. What a lap from Malume Jonas. Oh my days. Worm Puzzle was finally out on his out lap. Yet to set a time. But boy, it is soaking wet out there. It looks like it's in wet territory instead of inters. This appears to be Malume Jonas on his cooldown lap after setting a provisional pole lap. Let's see if anyone can beat that lap time. We've still got some people in the 151s. Blade Brian, the real Fig. We got Destroyer in a 158. Don Rabico with a 149.5. And it looks like Apex Big T takes provisional pole with a 146.6. That's 0.2 faster than Malume Jonas. And Worm Puzzle begins his lap, going down the first corner in Sector 1. He does have a bit of traffic in front of him, and there's a yellow flag on the final corner. I believe it is a Red Bull moving really slow. But onto the Aston Martin of Worm Puzzle. He sets the fastest Sector 1. You can tell Worm Puzzle really wants that pole position. A little slide there on the corner in Sector 2. But he controls it, keeps going, sends it through the corner. And onto that straight. Does he get the fastest Sector 2? No, he doesn't. He doesn't get the fast Sector 2. As it stands, he only has the fastest Sector 1. But onto that final DI straight. He has 80% on that battery. He's going to absolutely drain it. No DRS, so it can only go up to 320 kilometers per hour. It goes into the hairpin, and there seems to be a car off track right at the hairpin too. Would that have been a distraction? I don't think so. But hey, anything happens in racing. Into the final corner, tries to drain the battery, going to the line and across the line at P4. Not good enough to get pole position. So as it stands, Apex Big T is still in pole. But what's happened here? What's happened to the Williams? Is he retired? Did he just go off track? It appears the Williams of JPS 4147 has gone off track. He might be retiring. Yeah, he might be retiring from quali. Nope, he was just disqualified. Okay, that's very interesting of him. What is Toxin doing here? Watching. He is watching. Amidst all that trouble, Malume Jonas went fastest again, getting pole position again with the 145.9. That is almost 0.7 faster than Apex Big T in second position. It's like someone spent all of his time practicing China. Okay, Malume, okay. Onto one puzzle. Looks like this was an invalidated lap. I believe this is just his in lap though. He might be going in to get a fresh set of tires. But on his outlap is now Momonga, who is going and he is starting his new lap in the pink RB V-Carb. Pink Racing Bulls car. I'm so used to V-Carb. Oh my god. Down into the long first corner. See a yellow flag. I believe it was set by Don Rabico, moving slightly slower, trying to get out of the way of one of the Aston Martins. But does he go fastest in Sector 1? No, he doesn't. But he can see, but he still has Sector 2 and Sector 3 to make up for it. P1 in a kick Sauber. These cars are equal performance, Toxin. These cars are equal performance. They're not doing realistic performance here. Completely missed Sector 2, but I don't think he went fastest in Sector 2 either. Anyway, coming up to the long straight, he has 85% battery, and he's gonna drain absolutely everything. Remember, no DRS, because it's in the rain. So, fastest he's gonna go is probably gonna be in the 320 kilometers per hour range. Doesn't even break 320. Into the hairpin. All the way down to the second gear. Charged back up to 32% battery. And absolutely drains it going into the last corner. Drains the battery all the way to the line. And that's P3 from Momonga. Not a bad lap. That is a very solid lap, putting him in the second row as it stands. Will someone go faster? It appears Worm Puzzle has started his other lap. Oh, he's up to P4? Huh. Let's see if he can displace Malume Jonas up in P1. Will anyone take that pole position spot from that Quick Sauber? We can't have a Quick Sauber now. On pole position, can we? Worm Puzzle in that Aston Martin. Absolutely setting it through those corners. Down the straight in Sector 2. Off the racing line. Trying to get on the wet part of the track. Interesting. Has 78% battery. Gonna absolutely drain it. Goes off the track. Hits the grass. And he absolutely bails off this track. He bails off this lap. He might just recharge and go for another run. He does still have time. He's got 1 minute 30 seconds till quali's over. So he's just going to try and warm up his tires and charge his battery for him to go for another run. Meanwhile, almost every single person is out on track. Scratch that. Every single person is out on track. And we have a Red Bull in its Midas also going in on the final straight. He could be on a lap here. Will he be able to take pole position away from Malume Jonas? Drains the battery across the line, and it's pole position! It's Midas gets pole position in a Red Bull in with a 1:45.5. What a great lap from It's Midas. Malume Jonas is on an out lap. He wants that pole position. He's beginning his lap now, and he wants to get what's rightfully his. He feels like he's fought for that pole position. He wants to take it right back. But he needs the perfect lap for it. We got Skilly coming across the line, setting a lap time of a 1 minute 46. That puts him up at 4th position. Second row of the grid. Will people improve? Will that be it? Will he start on 4th position? Let's find out. A Ferrari coming across the line. That is Bothari 100. Been quiet this whole thing. And doesn't improve that much. Only goes up to 12th position with a 147.5. We got Momonga. Momonga displaced his teammate from P4. He takes P4 ahead of Skilly 25. Worm Puzzle takes P9 with a 146.9. And there's a Red Bull coming across. It's Midas. So who sets another fastest time? A whole 10th faster than his previous time. He sets a 145.3, making it harder for Malume Jonas to beat. Will he beat that time? Looks like Malume Jonas got caught in traffic. Never mind, because Apex Big T takes pole position with the 144.8. Does Malume Jonas beat it? He does with the 144.5. Malume Jonas is on pole position. Will any of the drivers behind him take it? Storming Thunderhead, will you take pole position from Malume Jonas? No, he goes straight into the pits. He doesn't take it. That's it. That should be quali done. And looks like Malume Jonas will be starting from pole position. Round of applause, Malume Jonas. What a lap. What a lap. A 144.5 for pole position. Hang on. No. Yeah, it's done. 144.5 for pole position. That is Malume Jonas on pole. Worm Puzzle gets 10th position. Oof. Not the best of laps from Worm Puzzle. But that's only quali. You don't get points in quali, you get points in the race. Malume is doing the most 100%. That was an insane lap for Malume. He's been on pole pretty much all of quali. Looks like we'll be having a dry race, ladies and gentlemen. We are at the 5 red lights of the Chinese Grand Prix. It's a dry race and lights out and away we go. Malume Jonas started in pole. Apex Big T starting in second place. Pushes him to the second. And Apex Big T takes P1 on turn 1. But Malume Jonas gets it right back. Going into turn 1. Everyone keeping it relatively clean. No crashes. That's that tier 1 skill right there, and Malume Jonas still in first position, leading the race. We got Apex Big T in second place, Storming Thunder in third, It's Midas down in fourth, fifth, Skilly 25 goes up in sixth. It looks like the Mercedes dropped 2 positions, lost both positions to Racing Bulls, but got one back on Momonga. Side by side racing with Momonga and Gems. Kellogg's Rule, the 2 Aston Martins in P9, P10, the other Kicksauber of Destroyer down in P11, P12 for Real Fig in the Red Bull, Williams taking P13, 14, and the Ferrari in P15. Down into the final straight, we got a yellow flag. It looks like Blade Brian in the Williams went off track. Might have been contact with one of the other, with the other William or the Red Bull, but he is now 8 seconds behind the Ferrari. Not ideal for a first lap. To make matters even worse, didn't even get a safety car. He appears to be driving somewhat slow, because he's now 9 seconds behind the Ferrari. Might he have damage? Maybe not. This is the possible race strategies: a 1-stop with the hards and mediums, and of course a 2-stop with a hards, medium, softs. You could go hards, medium, mediums, depending on what type of tire preset you chose to go with for the race. But going back to the Williams, there's close racing with the Williams and the Red Bull. Red Bull locks up on all contact. We have contact and damage. It looks like the Williams lost his front end plate and is also dropping far behind from the other pack, back with his Williams teammates all the way in the back. So unfortunate for the Williams. Looks like that was contact with the Red Bull, if I'm not mistaken. Doesn't appear that the Red Bull has damage, or the Ferrari, so they both keep going. Malume and Apex Big T have built quite a bit of a distance. There is a lockup with Malume Jonas. These guys are battling out for is that a yellow flag? Yellow flag? The Real Fig? Did the Real Fig drop behind? What happened? He lost multiple positions there. Momonga. No, Momonga. Momonga lost positions. Momonga and Gems, they might have been contact, and they are both going into the pits. Should be broken wings. They are now all the way at the back. The contact might have damaged the wings. Yes, it did. That was broken wing for Momonga and Gems, which is a 7-second pit stop. Something you don't really want in the beginning of the race. So early in the race, you never want to see damage like that. That is so unfortunate for both drivers. And that puts them well over 20 seconds behind P13 of the Williams, who I believe also has damage. Either way, it is not ideal. It's not the ideal scenario for either one of them. The Real Fig gaining some distance on the Ferrari right behind him. We all know how overwhelming this DRS straight is. And Skilly is just in the middle of nowhere. He has no DRS, and he's given no one DRS either. Kind of in his own world. Meanwhile, we have Malume Jonas and Apex still fighting for P1. Apex will get DRS on this straight, and that is quite the DRS train. We got the Kicksauber McLaren Ferrari and Red Bull, all in DRS train. But Malume Jonas, with that battery management, you know he is just going to absolutely dominate in the midfield. He's going to charge all of his battery and just drain it on that long straight in sector 3. That's the gap to the leader. Ferrari is 11 seconds. The Ferrari of Bothari 100 is 11 seconds behind Malume Jonas and Momonga and Gems, who boxed, are 39 seconds and 40 seconds behind Malume Jonas, who is in P1. Apex Big T with 60% battery. He's going to try and get that DRS, save a bit of battery, and drain completely everything. Going into this long straight here in sector 3 already starts to drain the battery, but you already know Malume Jonas has the same plan. He's going to drain the entirety of his battery, but Apex does have DRS on him. This is a very long straight with only 2/10 between the two. Malume goes defensive, and oh, contact! There's contact. The Ferrari stops. The Ferrari stops, parks it on the curb. But it appears he didn't take the damage. That damage could have been on Apex Big T. It's Midas. It's Midas felt the damage. He's boxed. He's boxed for probably a new wing. Could that have been him? Yes, it was. Damage onto that hairpin, approaching the final corner, broke his wing. And that puts him all the way back into P13. With the tower on this track, he has to box again. That just turned his strategy into a 2-stop strategy. No two ways about it. He is on the hard compounds though. Depending on how good he is with tire management, he could nurse the tires all the way to the end. But it is very risky. He does risk a puncture towards the end of the race. With a bit of a slide, leaving or exiting that turn. He is still ahead of Momonga and Gems though. That just goes to show how much time Momonga and Gems lost with that altercation they had. But going into P1 is Apex Big T. He took P1 from Malume. But he doesn't have enough battery to defend against Malume, who does have battery. And oh, it's a safety car. It's a safety car. What happened? That means Apex Big T maintains the position. What happened? It looks like a Sauber and a Ferrari are going into the pits. I don't think Malume has damage. He's just taking advantage of the safety car and just boxes for fresh tires. Storming Thunderbird has the same idea. Same with both Williams, both Aston Martins, I mean. They are double stacking. Yeah, Worm Puzzle is held up with a double stack. It was bound to happen, but I don't think he's gonna mind it because there's a safety car. Everyone's gonna be all bunched up together regardless. That puts its Midas back into the race. But that also means he's at a tire disadvantage because everyone else in front of him has box and it was under safety car. He does get a couple positions over Jay, Blade, and... Wait, no, he just gets positions off Jay and Blade, who are still in the pits. Momonga and Gems get ahead of them too. So both Williams are now at the back. The McLaren of Big T hasn't boxed yet. There are the position changes. The Rofig made 11 positions, but probably hasn't boxed yet either. No. Apex, Big T, Skilly, and the Rofig haven't boxed. As it stands, Malume Jonas is provisional P1 because he has made a stop. Whether he decides to go to the end with those tires or not is completely up to him. It might put him at the disadvantage with the risk of getting a puncture at the end, but he could be good on saving tires. Apex Big T did start on the hards, so he believes he could just stretch the hards a little longer. Maybe take him to lap 15 and then box for a set of mediums. Because Malume Jonas and most of the others who are currently on hard started on the mediums. They only took their mediums for like 6 or 5 laps. Momonga did box earlier, so he's got 4 laps on his hards, meaning he took his mediums for 3 laps instead. Safety car is in this lap. We just got the information from the FIA. Safety car is in this lap. We return to racing speed. Everyone's gonna get that temperature in the tires. Malume Jonas has the advantage because he's got the fresher tires on the front 3, being the Roof Fig and Skilly. So Apex will want to run away and hope that the Roof Fig holds him back. No penalties yet. That's that skill gap right there. Tier 1 drivers, not a single penalty in sight. And it's a green flag. Apex Big T gets the launch of the lifetime. Oh my days. He gets 1.8 seconds ahead of the Racing Bull of Skilly 25. He wants to run away from Malume Jonas, who is on those fresher hard tires. And he's burning his battery. He wants to run away from him. A whole 2-second gain on this safety car restart. Malume Jonas will need to get ahead of the Real Fig and Skilly so he can chase down Apex Big T on who is on those older hards. %87 battery. He seems to be charging his battery in preparation for that long straight. Had to look on the inside of the Red Bull, but couldn't get the move away. Sends it now. Nope, fakes him, but the Red Bull does lock up. And Apex is just running away. He is almost 3 seconds ahead of Skilly 25 in P2. The Real Fig still in P3, defending his heart out against Malume Jonas, who gets out of the slipstream, goes back in, goes into the inside of the hairpin, and he takes P3 from the Red Bull. Malume Jonas hunting down Apex Big T. He wants that #1 spot. And the Storming Thunderhead also takes down the Real Fig. He takes that position from the Red Bull. This is some insane battling for the lead here. Apex Big T is just running away because he knows his tires will give out eventually. Malume Jonas absolutely utilizing that fresher rubber against the Real Fig and now chasing Skilly 25 in the Racing Bull. He's got the battery on, goes on the outside, locks up, but still takes the position. He does a bit of contact, but he sticks it. Malume Jonas is now in P2 and he is hunting down Apex Big T. Storming Thunder also should be on fresher tires. Yes, he is on fresher tires. And he might be able to get the position on Skilly 25, who is on those older mediums as well. The Real Fig yet to box all the way down in P6 now. Kellogg's Rule also got the position on him. But the Real Fig still has DRS on him? Yes, he does. Storming Thunder with DRS, but so does Skilly 25. Will he send it down the inside? And will he let the stick move stick? Yes, he does. Storming Thunder into P3. Apex Big T is holding on to P1 for now, but Malume Jonas is catching. He already gained 4/10 in that last lap alone. It's only a matter of time before Malume Jonas absolutely catches up to Big T and is in that DRS. Jay appears to be given a 3-second time penalty, which I believe is for track limits. He is all the way at the back. He went off track, missed his braking point, and stays off track? What is going on? He lost 5 seconds in that going off track on his own. Completely unwarranted too. Here we got a mini DRS train here with Destroyer, the Real Fig, Destroyer, Midas, and Worm Puzzle. A little lockup from the Real Fig. That is gonna absolutely destroy his tires, which are already old. He might have the oldest tires on the grid right next to Skilly and Big T, but Big T is on the hards and they are built to go longer. So Real Fig will be feeling the effects of tire wear at the moment. He does not have DRS. He is a sitting duck here. Loses 2 positions to Destroyer and Midas. And it looks like Apex wanted to send it in. It was too wide on that airpin. Worm Puzzle. Sorry, not Apex. Clocking 10 laps. What was that? It appears Jay has spilled into the pits again. He might have damage because his tires are still fresh, only 4 laps old. Nope, he retires from the session. Jay has given up on the race, just retired from the session in the pits. Didn't want to cause a safety car. Would have been more spicy, but Malume Jonas is catching. He gained 1 second from the last time we were on him. He is chasing down Apex Big T. He wants that P1. He wants that race win. But Storming Thunderhead is right behind Malume as well. He said he's not going to make it easy. We got Kellogg's down in P4. Provisional P3 because Apex is yet to box. And we don't know if he will have a safety car. I believe that is the AI car of Jay on track in Sector 1. Well, Don Rabico gets a position on Skilly. Skilly is down, has gained 2/10 in that corner alone. That just goes to show the advantage new tires give you on F125. The tire gain is absolutely insane. Big lockups going into that corner. And yellow flag. It was the Ferrari. Drop positions. must be some insane battling with the Ferrari and the Red Bull of Real Fig, who is on older tires. I can only imagine how those tires feel right now. It must be like skating on ice. Meanwhile, up in the P2, Apex is now in DRS of... Sorry, Malume is now in DRS of Apex. He has managed to break that 1 second window and was able to get DRS on that long straight. Will he be able to get DRS going into the final corner? He does. He gets DRS. The Real Fig also loses position to the Ferrari of Botari 100. And Skilly boxes. Skilly finally boxes. He said he's had enough of those mediums. He wants to get on some fresh hards so he can try and compete. 16 laps to go. Let's see if he can actually catch up. Because you'd assume everyone else plans on going to the end with those tires. Unless a safety car grants them an opportunity to box. Malume Jonas is now 3/10 behind Apex. Apex feeling that pressure, but he is saving his battery because he knows in that long straight, Malume is going to have that DRS. He's just going to have to drain the entirety of his battery. Malume is having the time of his life right now. Only 3/10 behind going into that long DRS drain. Turns on his battery. Both burning their battery. And the DRS is open for Malume. He takes the position. Not much Apex could do there. And into the hairpin. Malume has P1 sorted. The Ferrari behind is still managing to keep up. Not in DRS yet, but isn't necessarily far away from them either. Kellogg's ruled down in P4. Don Rabico with the mediums. I'm assuming to feel like those mediums will start to go out sooner or later because the tire wear on this track for the mediums is not the most ideal. The Real Fig boxes with 13 laps on those mediums. He is going on a fresh set of hards and he will be taking these hards to the end. He comes out right behind Skilly25 who boxed a lap earlier. Oof. And that is a 6-second gap between the two. Between the Real Fig and Skilly. Position changes with Gems and Momonga. These two seem to be battling it out for that position. Both saving their battery in the second sector because they're going to drain it all in the third sector. This puts Momonga at the advantage because he will have battery and DRS. He will be able to get that position on Gems with ease. He is in 5/10. So he might send it into the on the inside. But Gems is a coming. He goes all the way on the inside to defend from Momonga. DRS open. 340 kilometers an hour. Will he be able to defend? Or will Momonga get him on the outside? Slides. Gems slides and Momonga gets the position. He gets the position on Gems because of that slide. Huge mistake from Gems. Both on equal tire wear. 12 lap old hards. Ooh, and Gems gets that position back. There's a bit of contact going into that first corner. Switch back and Momonga sticks it. A bit of contact again, but Momonga keeps the position. Now the track's kind of just spread out. it's Midas just driving on his own, enjoying a Thursday night cruise. Meanwhile, P1, P2, and P3 are having the fight of their lives. They want that P1 so bad, and it looks like the Ferrari of Storming Thunderhead is in the DRS of Apex Big T, going into that long straight. Will he be able to get the position off Big T, who is on those older hard tires? Will he set it on the inside? He does. He has a peak, but Apex keeps the position. These two battling will give Malume time to run away. But no, he peels right back into the pits. Storming Thunderhead with the two-stop strategy peels into the pits with 9-lap-old hards. Will he be boxing for hards or mediums? Looks like he's boxing for the hard tire. He gets back on the hards, and he will be coming out in P9? No. P11. Was able to keep P11 from Blade Brian. That was a really, really courageous move there. Going for the first hards to the end. What he wouldn't want right now is a safety car, because that would throw a wrench in his plans. The real Fig, also on fresher tires, 2-lap old, but he is 7 seconds behind Skilly 25. That is a whole 38 seconds behind the leader, Malume Jonas. It is quite the lonely race for him tonight. Oh, we got a yellow flag. Yellow flag. Skilly. Yellow flag involving Skilly. But Storming Thunderhead gets a position on Gems. He was determined. He wanted that position. Gems does have DRS, but stores a Storming Thunder, so he's not going to lose a position either. Drains a bit of battery. Straight into the back of Momonga. Sends it on the inside. Damage. Contact on the side of Momonga. Storming Thunder and Momonga make contact into the hairpin. Doesn't appear to have broken his wing. And it looks like Gems has boxed. Gems boxes for a new set of hards. Or mediums. This just goes to show it's the two-stop strategy. The two-stop will be king in this race. Ahead of him is Bothari 100, who also boxed for a fresh set of hards. Gems is now on the hard set of tire. And Apex Big T boxed. We missed it, but he boxed for mediums. He is now behind Storming Thunderhead. Storming Thunderhead with that early box and gets ahead of Apex. The Thundercut worked. Thundercut? Undercut. Oh, Thunderhead did an undercut, so Thundercut. What does Malume Jonas do? Because as it stands, he's ahead of his rivals by 23 seconds. Does he try and nurse his tires for the remaining few laps, or does he box? He stays out. Malume Jonas is staying out. 23 seconds is the gap. We saw this in the Tier 3 race, where a certain Raffle Plays decided to box, but his competitors decided to stay out. They get the positions, he didn't. Will the same happen here with Malume Jonas? Will he take the W merely because he chose to stay out? We got Killig's Rule in P2, also on the 12-lap hards. It's Midas with 13-lap hards. The fastest lap does belong to Storming Thunderhead in that Ferrari. Blade Brian seems to have boxed again for a fresh set of tires, and so did Momonga, who just came out of the pits, 0 laps on his tires. Worm Puzzle gets a penalty for track limits. Oof. He does not want that right now. Could have done that whole time. And the fastest lap goes to Apex Big T, who also got the position on the Ferrari of Storming Thunderhead. Don Rabico steals the fastest lap right back. Looks like Don Rabico is also thinking of trying to take that win, or at least a podium. He is 5 seconds behind Storming Thunderhead and Apex Big T. Who just set a purple sector 1. Malume Jonas disconnected. Malume Jonas seems to have disconnected from the race. Did he send my friend request? Oh no, I don't think he sent me a friend request. Malume. Oh. That's it. He did not send me a friend request. That is not ideal. That makes him so vulnerable. He was doing so well for this race, and he just disconnected. Wait, he said he did add me. I don't see him as a friend though. Malume, there he is. That puts him down in P7. That is so unfortunate. It appears his AI boxed him for a set of mediums, and he is now in P7. He does keep losing time to Don Rabico as well. That is so unfortunate. Oh no. It seems he hasn't joined yet either. He might be having difficulties with his internet. That is so unfortunate for Malume Jonas. He was doing so well in this race. He's now 4 seconds behind Don Rabico, and the time just keeps going. Meanwhile, Kellogg's Rule is currently in P1. Will he box? No, he stays out. He might go all the way to the end with his hard tires. Has Malume able to rejoin? Is the question. Was he able to rejoin, or is it his AI driving? Yet to find out, but Apex Big T is now in P3, with Storming Thunder chasing behind in P4. Worm Puzzle, even though he has that 3-second penalty, he is not that far behind the two. Down in P5, only 1.7 seconds behind. Malume Jones may have reconnected. He seems to be gaining on Don Rabico. Yeah, he may have reconnected. Yellow flag? Huh, that appears to be That was a yellow flag for a second there. Blade Brian boxes again. But he is on hold. Yeah, he retires from the session. He said he had enough. Another driver retires from the session. Which does put other drivers in front at a oh! Contact! What's that? Yes! Because he retired, Apex Big T loses his wing by running into the back of the AI car. Blade Brian's AI car has given Apex Big T no wing. He's got no wing. He has no front wing. He can't make any corners. And Storming Thunder is going to take complete advantage of that. Storming Thunder takes the position. Oh, that is so unfortunate for Apex Big T. He was doing so well. He was on to win the race. And that retirement by Blade Brian costs him the win. That is so unfortunate for Apex Big T. He can't turn. He can't make any corners. He has to box his lap. And Storming Thunderhead is just running away. He made all that time in the second sector where he had to make all those corners. That was so unfortunate. And Malume Jonas keeps battling with Worm Puzzle. Who will get the position at the end? Malume Jonas gets it. He gets position off Worm Puzzle. Apex Big T boxes for a fresh wing. What tires does he go on though? Does he have a fresh set of tires? That is the question, because this should be his third box. No, it's a second. So he does have a fresh set of tires. He chooses the softs. And a new wing. And that sends him all the way at the back. P13 because of a broken wing from an AI car. That is heartbreaking. That is heartbreaking. Kellogg's Rule still in P1. Currently ahead of its Midas on older tires by 3 seconds. But Storming Thunderhead, who is on 10 lap fresher tires, is only 4 seconds behind now and is slowly catching. Remember, the gap was 20 seconds. He's now only 4 seconds. And who's right on the back of Malume Jonas? And who's on the back of Storming Thunderhead? Malume Jonas, who is also 4 seconds behind on fresher mediums. Malume Jonas does have enough time to catch up. Especially if he catches by a second and a half per lap. He could easily be in contention of winning the race despite the disconnection. Apex Big T is now 36 seconds behind the leader of the race. That is absolutely heartbreaking. You never want to see something like that happen. I guess this is why they say do not retire in the pits. Because of incidents just like this. Malume Jonas now only 6 seconds behind the leader of the race. He also set the fast lap of a 1:34.1, which is a whole second and 7/10 faster, or no, a second and 3/10 faster. But looks like Apex Big T also set a fast lap, 1:34. He could be going for the fastest lap next lap. he has caught up to Destroyer? Yeah, he's within DRS of Destroyer, who is being held up by Gems and Momonga. Appears to be a very strong DRS train. Will he be able to get past them? He did suck the fastest sector too. He's going for the fastest lap. Goes on the inside, and there's contact. There's contact with Destroyer. It appears none of them have wing damage, but that would have slowed them down tremendously. DRS is open for both the drivers. You can think of the damage that did to his tires as well. Meanwhile, up in P2, Storming Thunder take the position from It's Midas. There's action everywhere on the track. You can't just stay on one place. And Don Rabico takes the position of Malume Jones, who is now 7/10. Was that a mistake by Malume? Storming Thunder within DRS of Kellogg's. Storming Thunder looks like he is going to be going for P1, going into the straight on the Sector 3. Battery's open, but we also got to keep an eye on the people behind him. Battery on, DRS open, and Storming Thunder has so much battery to spare. With that DRS, he easily takes P1 from Kellogg's. Malume Jones still in P5. It appears he did make a mistake, because he is losing a lot of time from Don Rabico. He is now 4. Did he disconnect again? I hope he didn't disconnect. He did disconnect. That explains the slow speed. And he is now back into the race. So unfortunate with these disconnections from Malume. But Apex Big T is now in P10. He got clear off that train of Monga, Gems, and Destroyer and is now leading that train. He looks to catch the Ferrari of Bothari 100. And meanwhile, the other Ferrari is 2 seconds clear off P2. Doesn't have to worry about the threat of DRS from Kellogg's or Don Rabico because he is way past that. A little lockup. And he goes. P1. It appears that Kellogg's and It's Midas will be going to the end on those hards. They have carried those hards for 22 laps. That's impressive. That is very impressive. P1 Storming Thunderbird, unless he messes up here, he seems to be on for the race win. His tire is only 1 lap older from his actual competition in the race, which is Don Rabico. But as it stands, it looks like Storming Thunder could win the race. Malume Jonas should be rejoined, but he is 5 seconds behind It's Midas. It's not looking good. And Apex is now on the back of the Rule Fig. He's really utilizing the pace of those softs, sends it on the outside, and does he get the move done? Yes, he does. He gets the move done on the Rule Fig. On to the next, who is Bothari 100 in the Ferrari. But with only 1 lap to go after this penultimate lap, the best position Apex could get is a P8 finish. Not much he can really do about that because they are still 10 seconds behind P7, who is Skilly 25, and Apex does get the position. He gets position on Biltheri, and he is now P8. Starting the final lap, Storming Thunderhead P1, Don Rabico P2, Kellogg's P3, and It's Midas in P4. There could be a chance It's Midas gets the podium position over Kellogg's. We're gonna have to see how he makes the move. Will he make it in Sector 2, or will he wait for the final sector, that long straight in Sector 3, to get that position from him? Malume Jones down in P5. He is 3.3 seconds behind P4 and P3. It's not looking very good for him either. Warm Puzzle in P6, Skilly in P7, Big Apex Big T P8, Bothari P9, The Real Fig 10, Momonga 11, Gems 12, and Destroyer 3 in P13. Who will it be? Who will take third position of this race? We can see Malume Jonas made 2 seconds in that second sector. That was very impressive. But he does not get DRS here, so he wouldn't be able to make a move. DRS is open for It's Midas. Kellogg's is burning that battery. Kellogg's goes defensive on the inside. It's Midas on the outside. Will he be able to do it? Storming Thunder crosses the line in P1. Don Rabico in P2. But who is going to take P3? Will it be Kellogg's? Will it be Midas? On the outside. It's a 3-way battle. No! Malume Jonas takes it. Malume Jonas takes P3 out of nowhere. What an insane finish from Malume Jonas. Where did he come from? At the beginning of the lap, he was 4 seconds behind. And he takes P3 from under the nose of Kellogg's Rule. 300 tenths was the distance between the two cars. What a finish! What a finish! That was a photo finish if I've ever seen one. Malume Jonas, round of applause. He did not give up. That was intense racing of the final lap, and Malume Jonas took it. He took it in the very last second. Oh my days. I am speechless. I don't think I have ever seen an end to a race like that in F1 25. Let alone real life. What a drive. Malume Jonas disconnected twice. 4 seconds behind on the final lap and still takes P3. Oh my days. That, ladies and gentlemen, was one hell of a race. It was one hell of a race. Oh my days. Ladies and gentlemen, that has been Tier 1 of the LSA, the Chinese Grand Prix, and it was an amazing race, especially that final lap. I don't think I've ever seen a race like that. That was absolutely incredible. But big congratulations to Storming Thunderhead for the win, and Malume Jonas for that comeback. That was insane racing. It has been Raffle Plays. Thank you so much for watching. I will catch you guys next time.
a new pen, rewriting the story. Hello to my old ways, goodbye to the nosebleeds. You fighting to stay here, you part of the OD. Ain't finna pop for no reason. I don't throw shots at when legions. I've been going over the top with no queen, been down with no regrets. This is my season. It's the bow trigger, gift that keep giving. None to wrap up, I ripped a new ribbon. They wanted to catch up, wanted my good riddance. You saw me a rock bottom, you wanted a new winner. I paved the way for 'em. Take the pain, double it, put it in way form. Safe to say, trouble ain't what you was made for.